morning, everybody. It's Linda with Sweet Aria Decor, and today we're taking a field trip outside to my front porch where I'm trying to do something with that very naked, sad-looking planter. So I had some picks and stuff that I put in there last year, and they held up really well, so I brought them out. But I want to kind of expand and zhuzh it up a little bit this year, so we're going to add a little bit more. The centerpiece of what we're going to be doing is going to be this. This is a giant finial. I got this from Walmart. So that's swag I made last year. And I don't quite have all the same ribbons or materials, but I'm doing something that will coordinate. So those giant bulbs back there, those are the ones that turn on and off. Those were from Home Depot last year. I was so happy to get two, but now we have these babies. All right, I'm gonna try to talk really loud so you guys can hear me. So what I wanna start with is to kind of help keep the picks and everything in there, we're going to use a wreath. And I've just fluffed this up. Now this is from Joann. You can find flock wreath bases all over the place. So I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna push this. I'm just gonna push it right in, kind of right down to the bottom. So that adds a nice base of greenery. It covers the mud, right? That's kind of essentially what I wanna do. And then I'm gonna take our little finial, okay? I'm gonna put it pretty much right dead center. Now don't push from up here because that's kind of fragile. Push down from the stem, down here. Okay, there we go. It's happy, it looks excited, all right? Whew. I'm trying to stay out of the way here. So the next couple things I have, I'll show you what I've got. I grabbed some new ones. So most of these are from Hobby Lobby. So I have this one with, it's flocked, it's got berries and pine cones. I got this last year, but I think they probably have that this year too. I have just for filler. I know this came from Hobby Lobby. Oh, it still has the leaves in there from last year too. How festive. All right, got that. I have a much larger one, and this might have come from Hobby Lobby as well. I don't quite remember. But this kind of goes toward the back. You can see how much larger it is in scale than the other ones, right? So that's going to go toward the back. I have another simple green filler one, but this one has pine cones, and this is kind of a little plastic on there, so just some different things. I've got this one, I know for sure is from Hobby Lobby. Just lost some leaves, but that's all right. Right? Just to get some greenery in here. The whole point is just find picks and things you might already have, or like one-offs from projects that you finished. And then I have this one. This one is from Joann. May she rest in eternal slumber. Okay? So this one was with Joann. Let me get this off of here. The sticker is on there pretty good. But this was Bloom Room, okay? So we have this. I know, sorry, I know you guys can't hear me well. It's because I'm outside. Sorry, I'm going to try to speak louder, okay? I got to go get that bag in a minute, all right? But this was from Joann. So we're going to zhuzh this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I want to start with my largest pieces. So I'm going to start by putting this one in the back, all right? So I'm going to go. Now he's got a long stem, but this should be able to go down all the way in my planter. But I'm going to put this one kind of angled toward the outside. So what's nice about the double wreath ring I've put in there is that there's two rings in there. That's going to add some extra support for these so that they don't come out. I'm going to pop this in. Side. And I don't want to push too far because I want to make sure that I can still see the pine cone. Okay, kind of face it outward. All right, I'm trying to look at my other planter and see what I did there. Okay, now I'm going to take this one, berry side out. Now this is kind of, I think, one of the tallest ones I have, so I'm going to try to go behind here as much as I can. It's kind of popping out there. Then I'm going to bring around my snowy branches again. And this one's gonna kind of come toward the side. Here we go. Now, in an ideal world, I would have multiple of the same, but I don't. And I have to do things for myself on a budget. I think we kind of all do. So as much as I would love to have tons of everything the same and the great high quality stuff, that's not where I am financially. So we're just gonna try to do something with what we have, right? So then here we go. I have some of these extra kits. Now this one, look at the size of those pine cones. Those are huge. We like our biggie pine cones, okay? So these are gonna go over here. Now I'm gonna put this between the two rings so it has extra support. Okay. I can see those pine cones. Right there. I'm gonna have some of these. This one has pine cones. Not. So I'm going to put the one without the pine cones behind this one. All right. And I'll kind of put this one kind of in here. I want to leave a gap here on purpose. I'm going to save this for when I'm done, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a bow, okay? Now this is just some Michael's Celebrated ribbon. I got this on sale very inexpensively, so I don't expect that this bow is going to hold up for much more than a year, which is fine. All right. Scissors in pocket. All right. So I'm going to start out with the tail. Get the scissors back out of the pocket. Here we go. I'm going to do a dovetail. And I'm going to hold on to it and put it in my pocket so it doesn't blow away, okay? So we have a nice dovetail. Now I'm going to keep this one kind of longer, right? Because I want this to kind of come out and kind of cascade out from down there. So I'm going to keep that longer, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and I'm going to make a nice big loop. Right, that's probably about maybe a 7-inch loop. All right, and now kind of just fold it over and come back up again. All right, I'm gonna come back up to the same spot, go down and fold it over, coming back up again. I mean, you can do any kind of bow how you want. This is just a new method that I'm kind of trying. Again, just try to make sure that they all have the same length. And you know me, usually I have a bow maker. I don't this time. I'm holding it by hand. Yay me! All right, and then I bring one final one up. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm kind of pinch it. Now I do want to take that back and twist it so my tail is going to kind of come out. All right, so let's cut off our tail. I'll dovetail it, cut my piece, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so in my pocket, I have both a zip tie and a chenille stem. Okay, I'm going to hold on to the zip tie for just a second. What we're going to do is pinch this down here. Okay, we're going to pinch it so we're above these loops. So we got like about 1 inch. Okay, so we're going to hold that, but then we'll have these beautiful. It's almost like, you know that ribbon candy that you get? It kind of feels like that. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So just for now, I'm going to give it a nice little pinch. I do want to put my zip tie. Actually, I'm going to zip tie the whole thing. Never mind. Hold on. I'm just going to pinch this. All right? Nice and tight. It a couple times, right? Just to make sure it was nice and secure, because I am going to put a zip tie around this whole thing, but I just didn't want the loops to fall out, so that's what I've just done here. Okay, so now we're going to fluff this from just one 2, 3, 4, 5. I basically just want some loops kind of coming out, right? So that's what we have here. And then we have our tails, right? Now I'm going to take my zip tie. It's under my armpit, okay? Now remember that there are 2 rings on here, right? We have our 2 rings in here. So on the one ring, I'm going to zip tie this to one of the rings on the wreath, okay? Oh, I just put my hands in the mud. All right. Zip tie it right to that. I'm going to clean off the mud from my hands. So I'm going to both. All right. And then you're going to start cleaning our bow, cleaning out our loops. So I mean, you can do any kind of bow that you want. I just kind of wanted something nice and simple, not too much. We've got our little pine cones there. And then we have our little pine cones that are just going to go. I'm going to put one over here. Okay. Kind of one kind of over here. Just to kind of fill that in a little bit. We've got our little pine cones. Okay. Alright, so our bow isn't going to come out. Everything in there feels pretty secure. If you wanted to, you could zip tie everything in there. But my porch usually does okay. Nothing really blows around too much. So that's kind of it. That's sort of just kind of what I've been doing. The finial was Walmart. I think it was $24.95. I think they had some bigger ones, but I just decided to splurge on these because I knew I wanted to do something nice and fun here. So I'm going to take you guys off of the stand, bring you around so you can kind of take a little closer up look at what we did here. Okay, so we had our wreath ring on the inside, then we took whatever picks we had, right? Just make sure you have 2 of them if you have 2 planters, so you can use 1 per planter. And I just kind of put them in there, bringing it around. It doesn't have to be anything super expensive, right? We're trying to keep everything on a budget this time of year, especially this year in particular. It's tough. So you can see I've got the classic red and green. And here's what it looked like once I actually cleaned up my porch. Now I did end up moving those ornaments to the corners of the porches, but you can see how well that they match the swag, just traditional red and green. And there is our other planter. I'm really happy with how these turned out, and I think they're gonna hold up pretty well during these Chicago winters. Oh, can't forget a bow for the coach light. Thanks for watching, and I wish you the happiest of holidays. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can follow me all over social media, and you can shop my store at sweetariadecor.com.